Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeff Martin from the band The Tea Party, and you are listening to Collision Radio.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good.
We did meet once, and I just looked up when it was. It was back in 2012. You played at the Corova Lounge in Ballarat, and I was lucky enough to see you play and say hi to you afterwards. And
oh, very good. Okay. Yeah,
it was an amazing night.
Oh, lovely. Thanks. Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. I love it.
Yeah, it was 2012. It's been a while. You have to come back.
Yeah. Very much so.
But at the moment, you're doing some other shows, which I guess have got a little bit of priority because they start next week. And that's the ones we love, celebrating REM.
Yeah. So very much looking forward to it. You know, the thing is that, the last time that I did a tribute thing would have been many years ago, and it was the Led Zeppelin celebration across Australia. And, you know, especially for fans of the Tea Party and fans of my solo music, I mean, obviously Led Zeppelin would make a lot more sense, you know. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, when I was asked to do the REM concert, I felt very honored in the songs that I get to perform and whatnot. But, you know, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, Peter Buck, the guitarist in REM, he was an influence on me, especially when I was younger, starting off in high school, and I first heard REM's early stuff and his work on the electric 12-string guitar, Rickenbackers and whatnot. Eventually, that crept into some of the Tea Party's music as well, like, for instance, Heaven Coming Down, like that. So, and they've, REM as a band, they've written some incredible songs over the years. And so the musicians that have been brought together to do these three concerts, I think the quality is, it's definitely right up there. And so I'm looking forward to getting on stage and seeing what happens.
Yeah. As you said, there's a stellar lineup who is doing this. I'm wondering how it works. Are you all doing your own sets? Are you like working as duets or doing a big thing together? What's going to happen?
I don't know for the other performers, but for me, there's no duets. I mean, I'm just performing 5 songs, but I've also been asked to play mandolin on a couple of the others as well that I'm not singing. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun, you know. And but I think it's just basically a case of a night, like an hour and a half of people taking turns and getting up there and doing their interpretations.
Right. And are you going to share with us the 5 tracks that you're doing?
I can, yeah. So I feel pretty blessed that I'm doing Everybody Hurts. So I'll be singing that song. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing Losing My Religion.
Right, yeah.
I'm also doing Drive, mm-hmm. Night Swimming, and You Are the Everything.
Right. Well, you've got some of their biggest hits there.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one thing that I learnt from seeing you live. Not only do you have this amazing voice, but it's like not a note escapes you that you don't feel, and the audience can see and feel it with you.
Oh, well, thank you.
So,
I do believe that that's, a musician's, like an artist's responsibility. You know, you've got to go for what's behind the veil. You know, you get at that infinite background of emotion and you distill it into something that's, perceivable for the audience and also for yourself.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like you mentioned a guitar influence, but how did you get into singing? Is there something in your family? What led you into it?
No. Well, I mean, my mother had a beautiful voice, and so I remember some of my earliest memories of my mother was like I'd be in a bathtub, like maybe 2.5 years old, and she was teaching me how to sing French nursery rhymes and things like that. And then when I was around 6 years old, my uncle, so my mother's brother, taught me my first guitar chords, and he had a beautiful voice. His voice sort of it was very similar to like a Roy Orbison. Like his range was incredible and, mm-hmm. very beautiful. And so, it was always around me.
Yeah, yeah. You seem like you were born to do it, but have you always felt it that way from the start, or is that something you've developed with your maturity?
It's something I felt from the start, especially mm-hmm. I took to the guitar, quite quickly. So, like for instance, when I was believe it or not, there's documented proof. When I was 11 years old, I could pretty much play Stevie Ray Vaughan note for note,
Right.
So it was a bit of that going on. And then, I was always in bands, like, especially like, Jeff Burrows and I, the drummer in the Tea Party, like him and I had our first band together when I was 10 years old and he was 11, so it's always been like, I haven't really known anything else.
All right. Awesome. And this, the Ones We Love celebrating REM, it does start next week in Brisbane, the 31st of August. And then the following weekend on the Thursday, the 6th, you're in Melbourne at the Palais, and the 7th, you're in Sydney at the State Theatre. But these are just 3 shows. There's no album coming out. It's not a national tour. It's these 3 shows and that's it.
Yeah, it is. It's short but sweet, but you never know what might transpire in the new year. We have to just see how it goes and how everyone feels about it. I know that there's a lot of excitement about the shows and the tickets are selling fast, and furious. Mm-hmm. So we'll just have to see where it all lies after the dust settles.
Right, so the more chance it is like of a sellout, the more chance we've got of maybe getting an album or something next year.
Could be, yeah. Maybe there would be a talk of like a live recording, so.
Yeah. And you are Australian now, but you originally were Canadian, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm still a Canadian citizen, but I'm a permanent resident of Australia now.
Right.
So, happily living a life of bliss here in Byron Bay.
It has got a reputation for being one of the best places to live.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a magical part of Australia. I mean, there's a lot of magic parts, but this is something very special.
So have you learnt to surf while you've been living there?
No. I tried it once. Maybe actually, let's just say once. But I've got 2 fears in my life. One is heights. So I've got a pretty bad case of vertigo. And the other fear I have in my life are those really big, mean fish that are out there that I think, would have like, this rock star's name on it. So, and I'm just like, if I can't see it coming, then I don't want to see it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what's next for Jeff Martin? Because you did tour in April. You did a solo tour. What's happening like with the... Have you got some plans with the Tea Party or solo?
After the REM shows in October, I'm traveling to Canada because I haven't done solo shows in Canada, especially out west, for quite some time. So I'll be doing some dates in British Columbia, which will be beautiful. And then the Tea Party has 3 shows at the end of December in Toronto because we're kicking off what will be a very big year, 2019, for the Tea Party, a lot of touring around the world next year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another couple of years before we might see the solo Jeff Martin at Corona Lounge again.
I'm thinking that at the end of 2019, like October, November, I think you'll be seeing me solo then.
Right. Awesome. Like you said, you're living the easy life down in Byron Bay at the moment, but like, what do you like to do when you're not doing music?
Music pretty much takes up a lot of my life, because I am not only touring, but I'm also, like, with my studio here in Byron Bay, I have clients that come from different parts of the world that I produce their music.
Right.
So it's very special. But, my wife and I, we're very much the foodies, like we love our gourmet cooking. So, a typical night here at the Martins, there'll be Moroccan food cooking on the stove or, something exotic. So.
Right. Awesome. Is there something you would like to say to your fans and to REM fans?
It promises to, it cannot not be an incredibly magical night, with all the talent that's going to be on stage.
Yeah. And,
it's an opportunity to hear these songs live because it would appear that REM, isn't touring anymore. So it's one of those ways of getting out to see and to hear those classic songs. But, like I said, done, given an approach that will bring some freshness to them.
Yeah, and you're headlining, aren't you?
I'd say that we're all headliners.
You're all headliners.
Yeah.
But you're going to be on late.
No, I think that it's going to be, we haven't decided on how the show's going to run, like the set list, but I think it's going to be a case of, I come on for a couple songs, come off, Steve comes on, who knows, someone else comes on, it's going to be that sort of night.
So people have to get there right from the start.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And it is called The Ones We Love Celebrating REM. And the ticket, Metropolis Touring, you can get your tickets for that. And it's the 31st, which is next Friday in Brisbane at the Tivoli. It kicks off. The 6th in Melbourne at the Palais, and the 7th in Sydney at the State Theatre. And if you've seen Jeff Martin live, then you know you're already going to go. And if you haven't, then you definitely should go and see him once in your life.
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, now. You take care.
And I hope you enjoy these shows.
I will. I definitely will. Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye.